Andrea Bocelli is a famous Italian tenor and singer. He has three of the biggest hit albums and has sold over 90 million records all over the world. For most of his career, his name has only been linked to music and nothing else. He sang, people listened, and that was it. But just lately, Bocelli started getting attention in the news, and not for the reasons you might expect. So what's happening with Andrea Bocelli, and why is he all of a sudden making headlines? Come along as we dive into every single detail. Andrea Bocelli, the blind musical genius who took over the world of music. Andrea Bocelli was born on September 22, 1958 to Alessandro and Eddie Bocelli. From the very beginning, his life had a challenge he didn't pick. He was born with congenital glaucoma, a condition that made his eyesight bad right from birth. Doctors told his mother not to go through with the pregnancy. She said no. Years later, Bocelli would say that choice made him strongly against abortion. For him, it wasn't about politics. It was personal. He grew up on his family's farm in the small village of La Sturza near Lajatico in Tuscany. It was a peaceful spot about 40 km south of Pisa where everything was about working the land. The Bocelli family sold farm machines and made wine. Andrea grew up with his younger brother Alberto, surrounded by fields, tools, and the daily chores of country life. Nothing in his childhood pointed to big world stages or packed concerts. Music came to him early, almost like it was natural. His mother later remembered that music was the only thing that could make him calm down. At 6 years old, he started piano lessons. Soon after, he got curious and learned the flute, then the saxophone, trumpet, trombone, guitar, and drums. Music wasn't just a fun thing to do. It was how he made sense of the world. A big moment came from his nanny, Oriana, who gave him a record by Franco Corelli. That sound really grabbed him. From then on, the dream of becoming a tenor started. By the age of 7, Bocelli could already pick out famous voices and tried to copy the great singers he heard. He listened carefully, remembering the tone and style in a way that would later feel easy for him. At 12, things changed again. A soccer ball hit him in the eye during a game, and the injury couldn't be fixed. Doctors tried one last thing to save his sight using leeches, a way that seems strange now. It didn't work, and Bocelli lost his sight completely. Being blind didn't stop him. He taught himself to read music in Braille and kept playing the piano. Just as amazing, he didn't stop the active things that he always loved. He kept biking. He kept riding horses. Thinking back, he called himself fearless, loving risk, and not changed by losing his sight. He talked about liking speed, liking freedom, and not wanting to be protected. Riding by himself, testing limits, feeling free. That attitude stayed with him. He also kept singing. As a kid, Bocelli sang any chance he got. His first concert was in a small village close to home. At 14, he won his first singing contest with O Sol Mio at the Margherita d'Oro in Viareggio. It was a small win, but it was important. It proved what he already knew inside. Even though music was pulling him more and more, Bocelli picked a safe road. He finished high school in 1980 and went to the University of Pisa to study law. To pay for things, he sang nights in piano bars. Those small, dark rooms helped pay his bills, improved his voice, and slowly grew his confidence. It was also there in 1987 that he met Enrica, the woman who would become his first wife. He got his law degree and worked for a year as a lawyer appointed by the court. On the outside, his life looked steady, respectable, normal, but music never let go. It was waiting, patient, sure that one day he would follow it, and when he did, everything changed. Andrea Bocelli's climb to music legend. Bocelli's real big break came in 1992, and like many key moments in his life, it didn't come with a lot of noise. It started with a recording made for somebody else. Italian rock singer Zucchero was making a song called Miserere and needed a tenor for a demo. The demo was for Luciano Pavarotti, but Bocelli was asked to do it quietly, almost as a stand-in. When Pavarotti heard the demo, his reaction surprised everybody. Instead of doing it himself, he told Zucchero to keep the unknown singer. Not only that, he said the song should be recorded with Bocelli. That choice changed Bocelli's life in a way no plan could. When Miserere came out, it spread across Europe easily. It didn't sound fake or pushed. It sounded real. That real feel carried over to 1993 when Bocelli went on a European tour with Zucchero. On those stages, he wasn't in the background anymore. Night after night, people saw him go from the duet to singing alone, standing by himself to sing Nessun Dorma. The crowd's reaction was quick and clear. This wasn't just a fun voice, this was real power. It W. As around this time that Caterina Caselli heard Bocelli sing at a birthday party for Zucchero. The place was casual, almost by chance. The effect was huge. Soon after, Bocelli signed with Sugar Music in Milan, a move that set his career solid. By December, he was at the Sanremo Music Festival in the New Artists group. He sang Miserere and got the highest scores ever in that part. Days later, he entered a whole new world, doing his first classical show at Teatro Romolo Valley in Reggio Emilia. The change felt easy, like he belonged there all along. In early 1994, Bocelli went back to Sanremo, this time in the main group. He sang Il Mercamo della Sera and won again, breaking another record. The song was the base for his first album, out that April. In weeks, it hit the Italian top 10 and went platinum. Success came fast, but it didn't feel hurried. Each part led naturally to the next. That same year, Bocelli toured with pop singer Gerardina Trovato, reaching more fans without changing who he was. In September, he performed with Pavarotti at the yearly Pavarotti International Charity Concert in Modena. He sang Mattinata and did a duet with the man who first supported him. Soon after, he made his opera start as Macduff in Verdi's Macbeth at Teatro Verdi in Pisa. Around this time, something changed inside. Bocelli, who had seen himself as agnostic for a long time, felt pulled back to the Catholic faith. Reading the works of Leo Tolstoy helped, giving clarity more than sure answers. That return showed when he sang Adeste Fideles at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome for Pope John Paul II. It wasn't meant as a big statement. It was just where he was at. The next year had a moment that seemed small at first. Bocelli went back to Sanremo in 1995 with a song called Con ti partiro. He came in fourth. No win, no big news, yet the song wouldn't go away. It spread past the festival, past Italy to places nobody saw coming. It was on his second album out later that year. It became huge in Belgium, even the best-selling single ever there. In 1996, Bocelli put out Romanza, a project that went deep into his classical side. That same year, a random moment started another big thing. English singer Sarah Brightman heard Con ti partiro in a restaurant while eating. She looked him up soon after. Together they made it a duet called Time to Say Goodbye. Recorded with the London Symphony Orchestra, it was done as a goodbye for boxer Henry Maske. What happened next was huge. The song went straight to #1 in Germany and stayed there 14 weeks. Sales went into the millions. The song did more than sell a lot. It made Bocelli known way beyond one type of music or country. He wasn't just an Italian singer with some pop mix anymore. He was a voice for the world. The success kept going but stayed steady. Bocelli recorded Vivo per lei in different languages, doing it naturally instead of chasing what's popular. In France, the version with Hélène Ségara went to #1. Each team-up felt real, picked for the connection, not just for attention. By 1997, Bocelli was touring a lot in Europe, including open-air shows in Germany. In Pisa, he did a concert at Piazza dei Cavalieri that later turned into a night in Tuscany. It was shown on PBS, his first time on American TV for many people. The show didn't make him look like a show-off. It let people into his world. Awards came, but quietly, part of his busy life. Back in Italy, he sang at the International Eucharistic Congress in Bologna and at a Vatican benefit for world hunger. These shows meant a lot, not because of famous people there, but because of what they were about. In 1998, Bocelli took on one of opera's hardest roles, Rodolfo in La Bohème. It wasn't called a pop try. It was taken seriously with care. His album Aria came soon after, showing his love for opera. That year, he did his first U.S. concert at the Kennedy Center in Washington, performed at the White House, and got awards worldwide without changing his style or way. He did Rodolfo in La Bohème. He put out albums deep in opera. At the same time, he fit right in with pop stars and big orchestras, never saying sorry for any part of his work. The early 2000s had sad personal times and big public wins. He toured the world, recorded holy music, and went back to tough works over and over. When his father died in early 2000, Bocelli made shows for him, including one at the Statue of Liberty that felt very personal even though it was huge. In the last song, he sang Sogno with feeling not show. The years after were steady. Bocelli went from opera houses to big stadiums without needing to explain. He put out full opera recordings, went back to Verdi, and kept working with artists from all types. His voice got better with age. His picks got more focused. He cared less about showing he could do everything and more about going deep. Over time, Bocelli became part of big world events instead of chasing fame. He sang at big international events, went back to favorite stages, and slowly brought his kids into music with him. These team-ups felt natural, from family, not from business. In 2020, the world went quiet, Italy shut down, churches closed, streets empty. On Easter Sunday, Bocelli stood alone in Milan's cathedral and sang, "No crowd in the seats, no clapping at the end." Millions watched from home. The show touched people not because it was perfect, but because it matched the time just right. In the years after, Bocelli has kept marking time with music. He has put out albums about faith and thinking deep. He has sung at royal events, country celebrations, and big anniversaries. In 2024, he went back to La Jatico for concerts celebrating 30 years of his career. The shows brought voices from different ages and types, yet the middle stayed the same. All through it, Bocelli has never run after attention. He has let music happen at its own speed, trusting that good moments will find the right voice. Andrea Bocelli's controversies. For most of his career, Andrea Bocelli has had something rare for a huge star, a name mostly without drama. That doesn't mean he never had controversy. When it came, the times were short, complicated, and often more about how people reacted than what he did. The first big one was in 2016 during a political time with no middle ground. As Donald Trump got ready to become president of the United States, talk started that Bocelli would sing at the event. The talk caused quick reaction online. Fans pushed back strongly. Social media had complaints, sadness, and calls to stop buying his music. The pressure grew fast, making a maybe performance into a test of beliefs. At the time, Trump had trouble finding big stars for the event. Many singers seemed careful about linking to a time that already split people. But Bocelli got caught in that pull, like it or not. Reports said Trump asked Bocelli himself after a show at Madison Square Garden, wanting him for the event. People close said Trump had liked Bocelli for years, noting he had sung before at Trump's Mar-a-Lago place. The ask seemed like old friendship more than beliefs. Still, the negative reaction came fast. Fans said singing there would mean support, even if not meant. The call for boycott got popular. In days, talk went from excited to angry. Behind the scenes, Bocelli seems to have pulled back. One unnamed person said he felt too much pressure and decided not to do it. Another story said Trump told Bocelli not to, worried about hurting his fan connection. Anyway, the result was the same. Bocelli did not sing. What stood out was no anger from Bocelli, no strong reply. He didn't say much in public. The moment went away, reminding that quiet can protect yourself too. The controversy went fast, not because it wasn't strong, but because Bocelli didn't keep it going. 3 years later, his name came up again, this time in a much touchier talk. In 2019, claims of sexual wrongdoing came against Spanish opera singer Placido Domingo from more than 20 women. The claims talked about bad behavior over many years. The reaction was quick. Domingo stopped shows in the United States and left his boss job at the Los Angeles Opera. Groups pulled away. Aims were judged again right away. But Bocelli spoke in a talk with the Associated Press. He stood up for Domingo not by ignoring the claims, but by asking how we judge right and wrong. With a translator, Bocelli said he was shocked about what happened to a singer he looked up to. He said it made him worried not just for Domingo, but for himself and others in music. He talked about a worry bigger than opera. The thought that just a claim could ruin a career fast before any court decision scared him. He thought about someone saying bad things about him from long ago and suddenly no more stages, no partners. To Bocelli, that seemed crazy. He kept art and personal life separate. He said unless Domingo was found guilty of a crime, the claims shouldn't decide his art value. If guilty, he said his view on right and wrong would change. But his art view would stay separate. He said history has many artists with messy personal lives but great work that lasts. In his opinion, judging right and wrong belongs in courts and in our hearts. Art is different. People reacted in different ways. Some thought his words were thoughtful and deep. Others thought they made the women's words seem less important. What was key was Bocelli didn't make himself the main person or try to start fights. He spoke clearly, knowing not everyone would like it. Places in Europe, like the Salzburg Festival, kept working with Domingo, saying no new court results. The split between what people thought and what groups did grew, and Bocelli's words were part of that big talk about power, responsibility, and what lasts. In both times, what stands out is not the controversy, but staying calm. Bocelli didn't use anger for attention. He didn't change his image. He didn't act tough, stepped away when pressure was high and spoke when quiet would mean he agreed with something he didn't. That way has kept his public life pretty calm. His name shows up in news sometimes, but hardly ever for bad actions or trouble. Instead, it comes up when the world puts him in bigger fights than music. He stays, by most views, an artist who went through fame without picking up drama. When controversy comes close, it usually tells more about the time than about him. It is this same clear thinking, patience, and focus that shaped not only his career but his personal life. Just as he handled public pressure calmly, he dealt with heart matters with the same care and attention. Andrea Bocelli and Veronica, a love that started with a song. Andrea Bocelli and his wife Veronica Bertie Bocelli know what it takes to keep a relationship going strong. But their story didn't start on purpose. It started by chance. Before Veronica, Andrea had been married to Enrico Senzatti. They met while he sang in piano bars early in his career, got married in June 1992, and had two sons, Amos in 1995 and Matteo in 1997. Their marriage ended in 2002. Yet Bocelli stayed very close with their lives, keeping the bond with his sons strong and there. Andrea's first meeting with Veronica was at a party in 2002 on a rainy evening. She was 18 and hadn't planned to go. Yet things led her to an empty room where she sat by a piano singing to fill the quiet. Bocelli heard her and her singing really got him. He asked a friend to bring her over, and when they met, talking came easy. They talked about music and life, and the spark was right away. Andrea was amazed by her energy and voice, and their connection happened so fast that they moved in together that same night. Even with their 25-year age gap, Andrea said it was never a problem, pointing out that big age differences were normal in his family and often made things easier, not harder. The two didn't hurry to get married, instead taking over 10 years to build their life before making it official in 2014. Veronica talked about the change, saying being married felt odd after years of saying partner, a word that now felt plain, while wife felt lasting and important. Their relationship grew more with the birth of their daughter, Virginia, in 2012. She grew up around music, singing with her dad and older brother Matteo on the holiday album A Family Christmas. Virginia said her father taught her how to use her voice, something that shaped her early music growth. Andrea called Virginia's singing like an angel, and the family often sang together, mixing everyday life with music work. Andrea and Veronica got married in a small ceremony at the Sanctuary of Montenero in Livorno, Italy in March 2014 on Virginia's second birthday. The event was private, just close friends and family. Veronica wore a white silk dress by Mano Servino, her dark hair in soft waves, and Andrea wore a blue Cornilani suit. The simple wedding matched the life they had made, thoughtful, on purpose, and fully shared. Music has stayed key to their connection. The couple recorded duets together, like Something Stupid in Italian and later Cheek to Cheek, mixing harmony into their home and work lives. Veronica was in Andrea's 2024 Christmas special, Christmas with Andrea Bocelli and Friends, singing with Virginia and starting the show as a family, showing their shared love for music and each other. Outside the stage, Andrea has talked about what keeps their relationship strong. He said chemistry, understanding each other, and harmony are important. Physical closeness, he thinks, is key. A relationship grows when that closeness leads to something nice, fun, and full of life. Without it, love can get stuck or boring. These ideas guide how they live together as partners and as a family. Their home in Tuscany, Villa Alpamare, shows this way of thinking. Andrea bought the pink seaside house in the late 1990s and fixed it up from being a hotel before. He wanted it fancy but simple, big enough for living, working, making music, and having friends over. Each level has a use, from fun with guests to his own music room and the top for the family's private space. Andrea finds the most peace and happiness inside those walls, thinking the best trips are at home with loved ones and good friends. Veronica's part is more than wife and mom. She handles Andrea's career, is vice chair of the Andrea Bocelli Foundation, and makes his live shows and documentaries like The Journey. She has helped and supported him in shows, tour, and work, giving both real help and feeling support. In 2023, the couple let fans see their life in The Journey, a music special from Andrea Bocelli, a movie showing them riding horses through Italy. Their trip had stops to sing with artists like Tori Kelly and Torrin Wells. The idea for the journey started during the COVID-19 time from Andrea's wish to travel freely. Veronica, not a pro writer, took on the task. For Andrea, the relationship with Veronica is about choosing each other, not just habit. Their bond works because both keep wanting to be together, mixing personal space with promise. The family stays close with everyone helping in music and daily things. All through, their connection has stayed strong, led by trust, shared love, and joy in music. From a random meeting in a quiet room to years of life together, Andrea and Veronica's relationship shows patience, hard work, and love made on purpose. Every step from first meeting to marriage, kids, and music team-ups shows a shared feel for connection, trust, and happiness in making life together. Music, family, and being partners stay at the center of their world, a proof of a love that has lasted, changed, and grown over time. Yet even as he enjoys these private times, Andrea's life keeps going on the big stage, and the tenor shows no signs of stopping anytime soon. The latest news on Andrea Bocelli is making big headlines. 67-year-old Andrea Bocelli is back in the spotlight, and this time it's for one of the biggest events in sports. The Italian tenor will lead the final draw for the 2026 FIFA World Cup on December 5th at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. Sharing the stage with Bocelli will be Tony Award-winning actress Nicole Scherzinger, global music superstar Robbie Williams, and disco icons Village People, while Heidi Klum, Kevin Hart, and Danny Ramirez host the evening together. For Bocelli, the event fits perfectly. He has long been part of big world events, having sung at the Celebrate Africa concert in Johannesburg just days before the 2010 World Cup final. His voice, known and loved everywhere, has a way of making any show feel personal and huge. The final draw is about more than music. It will show the group stage games for the first ever 48-team World Cup with the United States as the main host and Canada and Mexico as co-hosts. Former England captain Rio Ferdinand will do the draw with award-winning broadcaster Samantha Johnson, while sports stars Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal, Wayne Gretzky, and Aaron Judge help with the draw. Eli Manning will host the red carpet. Even with all the big stars, Bocelli's part brings a special weight that comes from years on the world's top stages. Bocelli's career has been about steady work and real art. He has released 15 studio albums, sold over 75 million copies worldwide, and sung in some of the most famous places from the Vatican to Madison Square Garden. His 2025 net worth, estimated at $100 million, comes from albums, tour, opera shows, streaming events, and brand deals. Yet what makes him special isn't the numbers, but how he makes a show feel shared, getting attention without needing to be loud. As fans wait for the final draw, Bocelli's part reminds everyone why he stays important across ages and types of music. From opera stages to world events, his voice has a clear power, a quiet strength that can make one moment last forever. When he goes on stage at the FIFA World Cup draw, people will see that special skill again. A show that promises to mix music, sport, and shared human feelings. What are your thoughts on Andrea Bocelli's upcoming FIFA draw performance? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.